What's going on, gamers? So Crimson Doubles is over, and I know a lot of people had mixed feelings on it, and that's what I wanted to talk about. But before I get rolling, I want to give some shout outs to some awesome people. So I want to give a shout out to Tony Burrows, Lily Hunt, Destiny Gamer, Kevin Briggs, and Lou Arth for also following me on Twitter. So general opinion on Crimson Days, honestly, I really didn't like it, and for a variety of reasons, not just the Crimson Doubles mode. First off, let's compare what Bungie has done in the past with events as far as the social space went. With Festival of the Lost, they retextured a lot of the areas and the characters to really make the tower as a whole feel like something was going on. You had other NPCs wearing masks, that cool, glitter effect was going on. They even had extra audio for some of the NPCs and sound effects. For SRL, they did up the main area of the tower as well as a couple of the out of the way places, a couple of signs here and there, particularly leading the way to Amanda Holiday. Now for Crimson Days, it was only textures in the main areas of the tower, and that was it. Okay, let's talk quest. Now during Festival of the Lost, you had a couple of cute candy grab bag quests to earn extra masks. Now for the SRL, there were a few quests specific to the racing and one that required you to go out and do a few extra things to earn a new Sparrow. Crimson Days had a one-step quest. The sad part is once you had completed that quest that Shaxx had, that was it. They didn't refresh. I completed all of them for one character in about just 2 hours. Now let's move on and let's talk about the good stuff, gear. Now I'm comparing these events assuming you spent no money. This is the only place Festival of the Lost came up short in my opinion. You could earn and wear masks that have no light levels, so they're just for giggles. Now beyond that you had Jack-o'-lights and the Flight of Shadows, that spawn animation changer. Now SRL, they really brought the thunder with that. Full sets of armor that are only useful in SRL, with the exception of the helmets and your class item. Now if you were lucky like me, you walked out with high light level helmets and bonds to help infuse other gear that you really wanted to boost up. Add to that the Snow Scream Sparrow, which was a quest reward, and completing bounties earned you a random special Sparrow. I got the Arc Runner, which was pretty awesome. They even added horns for the Sparrows, and if that wasn't enough, they also had 5 or 6 shaders and an emblem to earn. Crimson Days packs in only 2 shaders, 1 emblem, and those 2 new ghosts. The Crimson Shell is one of my favorite of the shell appearances so far, but that's it. You have the candy, which just like the Festival of the Lost candy, will just turn into rotten candy the day after, so the only thing you can do with it is just discard it. Now I've seen a few comparison polls in my own Destiny community and people tend to favor SRL over the Crimson Days events. Simply put, it was more content. The crazy bit is SRL was only 2 maps since it was an experiment, but even they were something different than the average Destiny player had seen. Now before you say, hey gamer, SRL ran for 3 weeks though, it needed to be more varied and have a lot of content. Yeah, I get that. A lot of people by the 3rd week of SRL were kind of burned out on it having only 2 maps to run, but still tons of people still grinded it for those loot drops. If SRL ran for only 1 week like the other live events, and it had just one more map, I think Destiny's community as a whole will be really pleased with it. So now what can we learn by looking at all of these live events? As a player, we need content, we need things to do, and we need to be rewarded for them. Rewards need to be varied. Yes, while running Crimson Doubles you can pick up other legendaries, but it just doesn't feel special since we can get that from really any Crucible match. I say throw in some more armor. There's plenty of armor that doesn't get used now that since you can't bring them into year 2, so why not take that, reskin it, and put in some Trials of Osiris type PvP perks on it. Looking at the effort that was put into the other live events, Crimson Days just, for me, falls a bit short. But now don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, we got more than what we paid for because we didn't pay a dime. Let's talk about that candy buff. It lasts for 30 minutes and boosts XP on weapons. Now how cool would it be if it just doubles all of your XP for 30 minutes? Guns, armor, modes of light, just a blanket XP buff. In Destiny, we don't get double XP weekends like they do in other games. We don't even get the Nightfall buff anymore. Now doing something like that might motivate somebody to get candy or just whatever the buff would be called, but still keep it in that live event. It would still have to expire to keep people from stockpiling, but in my mind that's what I would envision. You would have another live event, you would dress up the tower to just whatever the budget allows. You have earnable shaders, emblems, armor, or even just variants of legendary guns that are reskins. And after earning the gear, you have a buff to help level it up, which is more motivation to stay in whatever the live event is. You know, but that's just my 2 cents. Now tell me what you would do to tweak a live event like Crimson Days in the comments. You know, I dig what the Bungie live team is doing. I just want to see them take all this feedback that they're getting and deliver some event that is so killer it shuts up people that on a weekly basis say Destiny is dead. I think the Destiny community now is really just waiting for the next thing. But guys, if you like this type of content, just hit the like button or leave a comment, or if you just want to see some more, hit that subscribe button. As always guys, have a good one.